Hi y'all, it's me Cherry. I'm back. I'll come back so we can go ahead and finish, doing our story time together. Just looking at the book. I got everything set up. I have always bring my friends with me. This is Sylvester and this is Elvie and this is y'all know who this is. This is Alpha, but that's my new baby. When I got her. Okay. I'll set them up here with me. I'm gonna sit down so y'all done seen them, so they gonna be sitting down here instead of sitting up here on me because I wanna be able to. This is a very serious book, so not that the other one wasn't, but this is about the great magician, and I love the great magician, and he loves me, and I know he does. So I'm going to do is I gotta fix alphabet. Anybody who has to wear a cape, and I refuse to take it off of her because I love capes also. I have beautiful capes. So let alphabet be here like that. And look at that. My phone's ringing, y'all. Let me see. I'm so sorry. Let me see. What is this? Tim and Chrissy. When are you off? What are your off days? Okay. I'll call them back. I'll call them back. Because I'm in the middle of my video. I'm going to have to call them back. Let me do this real quick. I'm sorry, y'all, because y'all know I always say I only do one take. One take. That's all I'm trying to do. Let me see. I'll text them back. Okay. I hate this. This is my flip phone. I know that had to be my son, but I'm gonna have to wait. I don't want to be rude to y'all at all. If he texts back again, I'm gonna have to do this over. I'm gonna have to start this over. But I'm not trying to do that because like I said, it'd be dark, and I really don't like doing that. But look what I got today, y'all. Look what I have today, and I got my drink with me. And I have this. I got a feeling we might need this. So I got that with me today. So let me put this right here because I'm gonna find our spot here. And remember we were reading about the creation. And that was so powerful at the end. And I want to stop and I want to come back. And I told y'all I'm coming back and I'm gonna put up the second installment of our book. Let me remind you of our book. Our book is The First Mortgage. I know you can see that. It says The First Mortgage. The First Mortgage. Yes, there it is. The First Mortgage. Okay? And yes, the edition that I have is 1901. I believe it's 1900 or 1901. So, in saying that, I said I was going to find that out for you. Okay, so I know you remember the picture. The first picture, I believe. Did you remember seeing that? That's when he, they were still in the heavens when he spoke and everything, said he wanted to bring it to existence. And then we had met truth, justice, and mercy. And then remember we got to this part and it was Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. Let me see if I'm showing it to you. I'm showing it to you, right? You should be able to see that. That's Adam and Eve. Okay. So let me see what part we were on. We were on down here. It says, He made the little birds. This is the part that made me love. He made the little birds to sing, made summer, autumn, winter, spring, the mighty oak, the little fern, the birds of coal for us to burn. Okay, I believe that one part. I'm going to read this part, okay? Adam and Eve made reptile worms and creepy things, made some without and some with wings, made dogs to bark and cats to meow, made our colors red, white, and blue, made the cyclone and the cipher, the wild bull and the domestic heifer, made the flowers and forest trees. He made the bugs and the bumblebees. He made the steam and smoke to rise, the clouds to float up in the skies. And in accordance with his plan, he took some dirt and made a man. He took dirt and made a man. To be able to take dirt and make a man. Ain't that something? This is the magician. This is what he does. Remember in the beginning it said he only had to say about 1 or 2 words. I mean, I'm telling y'all, this is beautiful. I really hope you get something out of this, because I'm definitely getting something out of this. Because, you know, I done read all kinds of books, but to hear it written out like this, let's see what he felt back then when he wrote this for us. When he took his time to do this. Because the books had been burned. These are the type of books that were burned. That people can't even get their hands on this kind of stuff. I be seeing sometimes where you go in there and you look and you might could find something like this, but they don't talk like this no more. He made the streams and smoke to rise, the clouds that float up in the skies, and in accordance with his plan, he took some dirt and made a man. And many other things did make, and in them all made one mistake. And many other things did make, and in them all made one mistake. But this was no mistake in plan. The dirt was bad when he made man. Now Adam was not satisfied. So Eve was made to be his bride, to share his grief as well as joys, and be the mother of his boys. And they together may have played beneath the weeping willow shade, down by the little rippling stream, whose water in the sunlight gleam. Mm-hmm. They may have played with pretty toys like other little girls and boys. They may have made mud cakes and pies little children do of their same size. Perhaps Miss Eve made dolls and quilts while Adam stacked about on stilts. Perhaps she rode upon his sled or in his wagon painted red, while he played Horace and pulled the lead. He may have throttled along the road as Eve within the wagon side, and Adam, horse-like, chews the bits. And thus their childhood may have passed until they reached the age at last when Adam wished to wed a wife to help him pull his sled through life. Help him pull his sled through life. That's beautiful. Want to make her his wife. Help, his grief, his joys. I mean, yeah, that's what he did. That's what he was. He wasn't satisfied by himself. Okay, let's read. Okay, to wash. Now this the good part. Okay, this gonna be the good part, y'all. Here it go, y'all. Here it go. This what else she about to get from Adam. To sew the buttons on his pants, and thus his comfort to enhance. To brush his clothes. Oh, wait a minute. To brush his clothes, tie his cravat, and to such little things as that. To wash and iron and scrub the floors, and each day do it o'er and o'er, 3 times a day, to cook his meals, no matter that how tired she feels. And I'm telling you, that shit wear your ass out. You talking about stuff. They did. I mean, the house. I don't know what it is. I'm the baby of my family, so everybody cleaned up around me, and they still do. And then they want to get mad, and I tell them, shoot, I know how to find my stuff. This is my stuff. I know where I put my stuff at. But when I had to do that and he wanted stuff a certain way, I'm like, I ain't no maid. But this is, you know what I'm saying? And this is what it's like. They don't understand. Who wants that? Who really wants that? I'll take that man, but damn, I ain't about to be. No. But I know when it need to be cleaned up. You want it neater than that, you need to do it yourself. I will not stand in your way. I sure won't. But okay, let's read y'all. Okay. It says, when he comes home at close of day, he wishes her so blithe and gay to meet him with a pleasant smile and thus his weary hours beguile. She no don't doubt thought no she no doubt thought it would be grand to always have at her command someone to love, someone to scold, someone to care or her when dead. No, someone, okay, someone to love, someone to scold, someone to care for her when old, someone to someone to brush away her tears, dapple her sorrow, calm her fears, someone to drive away dull care, someone to smooth her tangled hair, someone, someone to hope that she would suit, to help her eat forbidding fruit, someone with whom to share her joys and be the father of her boys. One day as they were together played, a proposition Adam made. This proposition was to wed. I think Miss Eve then hung her head. Perhaps she bit her fingernail and blushed, turned red, and then turned pale. Her tongue against her cheek did poke, then smiled and wet her lips and spoke. Let's read. Forbidden fruit. I do not know just what she said, as Adam with her must have fled, but from the sequel I would guess she must have answered, Adam, yes. And quickly then the gossip said that Eve and Adam soon were wed, and Eve was glad and did rejoice to know that she was Adam's choice. She was Adam's choice. Without a mission, house or not, Adam went and the license got. And as they stood there side by side, old Mother Eve became a bride. No mother-in-law took him to task. He had no father-in-law to ask. No one, in fact, had aught to say. Eve simply gave herself away. That's why I thought I needed this. No one, in fact, had aught to say. Eve simply gave herself away. There's no doubt in that far off land the bride and groom stood hand in hand. No organ tunes the air did fill, but all around them then was still. The ciphers were the only breeze that bent the flowers or swept the trees. The tender limb and shady borer had never felt the tempest power. The tender limb and shady borer had never felt the tempest's power. In this land, near where a weed, the plants that grew came out from seed. Paradise. Let me start again. In paradise. In this land, there's near was a weed, the plants that grew not from seed. The will of God had placed them there, tempered the breeze and the blomsy air. Flowers of every shade and hue, the red and orange, white and blue, with mosses growing on the trees and vines that swayed with every breeze. The meadow light from the midnight moon, rays so bright from the sun at noon. The sweet perfume and singing birds cannot be told in human words. As down the flowers, as they walked, of love's young dream together talked. How quietly must the years have sped when even Adam first had wed. To him, it was a world of joys, no jealousy of other boys, no pangs to come his soul unrest, no fear. She loved another best. And thus they did each other please, till Eve went shopping amongst the trees. She wished some applesauce to make, and got the apples of a snake. She went grocery shopping. Let's see, why did she go? Why she go do that? Okay. And thus they did each other please, till Eve went shopping amongst the trees. Till is like you start doing something. You have been doing, everything, but then you did something out of the normal, out of the ordinary. Till everything was going good until you did this one certain thing. Started going. You see what they said? Started going shopping amongst the trees. So that means she was there a couple of times, a few times, till she started going shopping amongst like it's shopping. She went not see she was shopping, so she started shopping till she started shopping, going shopping. That's like, to me that sound plural. So let's see what's going on. And thus they did each other please, till Eve went shopping amongst the trees. She wished some applesauce to make, and got the apples of the snake. Got the apples of the snake. So these some snake apples. That she about to make this applesauce with. When Adam came that night to tea, she said, Here's applesauce for thee. She made it very nice and sweet. So Adam took it and did eat. Oh, I got a picture for y'all. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Okay. I want to make sure y'all got a good look at that. Okay. That says, the murder of Abel. And saw the serpent pass him. Abide. Saw the serpent pass him. So let's see what's going on. Okay, let's read. When Adam came that night to tea, she said, "Here, applesauce for thee." She made it very nice and sweet. So Adam took it and did eat. And on its goodness she enlarged, because no doubt she had it charged. Oh, wait a minute. And on its goodness she enlarged, because no doubt she had it charged. And then perhaps beside the fruit she may have bought a fig leaf suit. Ooh. She went, like, they say, like, when you first, I guess, get married or whatever, and everything going good, y'all so happy or whatever, and then she just one day said she going shopping. But he had no money. And so I guess the serpent, he liked the person, he in charge of the store or whatever. She go to the store and they got credit. She would have bought her an outfit because a suit, whatever. But no. She bought some figs. But it was charged. She had no money, but she took something. I guess he gave it to her, but she got to pay for it. So let's see what's going on. Let's go now. She charged it. Okay, so she charged it. Let's see. Okay, where am I, man? Okay, yeah, she charges stuff. She went to the mall and started getting credit, and then perhaps beside the fruit, she may have bought a fig leaf suit. Oh yeah, she did buy a suit. And just as other merchants will, the snake at last came with his bill. And Adam then refused to pay and tried to send the snake away. An enmity the Lord did make between the woman and the snake. That enmity the Lord did quote should be between the seed of both. They talked. I gotta look up and see what type of language this is. That's, the language they used back then. I ain't even hear people, I don't hear nobody talk like this. Some of these words I gotta look up. It like that enmity, and the Lord did quote, and should be between the sin of both, If anybody understanding that, let me know. Okay. And it shall bruise the serpent's head, and thus shalt bruise his heel instead. and hear the promise first is met of him who came to pay the debt. But while the snake around him lurked, the devil came, for whom he clerked. And then he said, to make me whole, I'll take a mortgage on your soul. Let's see what this is. This is the devil's mortgage on your soul. Oh. I still don't like saying that word, but we all know. That's it. That's depending on what you believe in. And I'm not here to tell nobody what to believe in. But right now, while my eyes is open, I'm believing in Father. So, the greatest magician of all. The greatest magician of all. This is the first mortgage. I think I got it. Yep, I got it up right. This is the first mortgage. And this is a good read. I'll be coming back because we're going to be getting into this book even deeper. So I love y'all. I thank y'all for taking the time out and letting me read to you. And you know me, because this is a serious read, so I got to be serious about this. This is a serious read. Let's do that. Let's say that, because y'all know I like to sing, so I'm going to do this. This is a serious. This is serious. This is serious. This is serious. Big Cherry loves you.